What is up, everybody? Welcome to a very rare Huts Uncuts. We got Carl here. He's taking a nap. He's schnoozing. This is Against the Storm. I've been meaning to cover this game for actually a very long time. It is overwhelmingly positive reviewed. 95% overall. It describes itself as a dark fantasy city builder where you must rebuild civilization in the face of apocalyptic rains. It has a roguelike and roguelite tag to it. Not sure if I necessarily agree with that, but we will see when we jump into this thing. It's all about starting colonies, and then when you're done with one colony, you basically just scrap it and move to the next one and start completely fresh with a whole new economy system. And that's what this game is all about. It's all about economy. There's no battling, there's no war, there's no military aspect to it, which actually I look for in RTS games. So it's surprising to me that Against the Storm is like one of my favorite real-time strategy games. I gotta show you. We're gonna jump into this thing, and I'm not gonna do any kind of difficult settings right now. I think I'm up to like Ascension 11 or something like that. So I've been doing pretty well. I don't usually go for Ascension levels in games like this. So it's a rarity. First things first. What is the premise of the game? Well, there is this volcano, this smoldering city. This is basically our, base camp. I've been upgrading this almost like Heroes of Might and Magic style, right? Where you have this camp that you don't really ever go into, but you can come back and get like these buildings and upgrades and do a bunch of stuff. So here's the upgrade tree. You can see I've obviously played a lot of this game. I have a lot of the upgrades. I don't want to overwhelm you guys too quick, too soon here. Deeds, it says 5. I've got 5 unlocks. We'll get those later. Let's not worry about everything, you guys. I just want to jump in and show you guys how this thing works. So essentially, you branch out from this middle area and you want to try to ideally make it to some of these things out here, but that's just completely optional. I think these are more like prestige. It's called prestige levels, not ascension. We're not going to worry about that either. There's modifiers. So like depending on almost Catan style, these little hexes, depending on which hex you land on, that will be basically the biome that you start with, and there are different effects per biome and then different resources that you will be able to gather, like royal woodlands. If we just go ahead and click on one of these royal woodlands, we can see that, let's see here, royal woodlands, blah, blah, blah. What's the conditions here? Here we go, natural resources. These are going to be the things that you're going to be able to find. Very important. The trees will contain this stuff. It's all about starting off on like a little spot in a forest, and you eventually, like, wood is very, very important for building. You go through the forest and you uncover these glades that have different resources in them, different abilities to gain the queen's favor, which is how you win. There's the positive part, which is queen's favor. The negative part is queen's impatience. And if her patience runs out before you gain her favor, then you lose. Once again, not gonna try to overwhelm you too quickly here. The Scarlet Orchard, Marshlands, Royal Woodlands, Cursed version. What do we want to do? There's a lot of different biomes here. Let's just pick one. Coral Forest, that's an interesting one. There's these modifiers here. Frosts. A bizarre cold rises from below and engulfs the sacred flame. Reduce the radius of hearths by -3 fields. So like if I were to like go next to one of these things, that modifier would apply to me. Some of them are good. Some of them are not so good. I don't know what this X-Clam is, actually. That's like maybe a new thing. Watchtower. The Royal Guard is watching over this region. Discovering glades does not increase hostility. You have no idea what that means, but we're going to jump into it anyways. May get next to this Commenda contract. Oh, it's a thing I can click on. This is new. They're constantly updating the game. I've seen so many updates, which is just a good sign for a game like this, that they're constantly updating. The guild has made you an offer. They found an excellent spot for a trading hub and want you to establish it. In theory, only the crown can command viceroys, but the guild has an unusual gift for finding clever ways around such antiquated laws. Sign the contract. Win with trade routes. So it says win a game before year 8 after completing trade routes worth 150 amber. In total, amber is like money, essentially, the currency. But we're going to be using a lot of different resources for trading. Let's not complicate it. I'm gonna go right here, Royal Woodlands, very simple, next to the watchtower, so a hostility won't grow when we discover these glades that I'm talking about. You have no idea, once again, what I'm saying, just go along with it. I'm just gonna pick some starting materials here, and don't worry about that either. Let's maybe take some cash money and some food. I don't know, I'm just gonna randomly pick some stuff. We're not even gonna do prestige. I'm gonna go all the way up to Viceroy though, which is difficult. Right, but I'm down here at prestige 8 it is. Let's go. Jumping on in. Oh, you know what? I don't even pick the people. You get 3 different options. I think if you're starting fresh, it's 2 different options of different races that you can start with. We're not complicating anything right now. We are just jumping into this thing. We have 5 harpies. Okay, here's our settlement. As you can see so far, like I said, we're in the middle of the woods. We have something called a hearth, an ancient hearth. It's important for us to build our residential buildings inside of this hearth, otherwise they cannot live. There is a main warehouse, is where we store our goods. There are these different pockets in the woods, right? These are the, what were they called? The glades. There's small glades here. There is this one called the Dangerous Glade. They are marked by that skull. And then there's the Forbidden Glades, which are usually further out. Oh, that's a new symbol. I've never seen that before. It used to look like this, but like with a little red outline. Maybe they changed it entirely so that it's way more recognizable. That makes sense to me. There's challenges that come up in the dangerous and the forbidden ones. These ones don't have any challenges. They just have a little bit of resources, but the main thing here, besides obviously the Queen's favor and the impatience, the winning or losing, there is something called hostility of the forest. A lot of information thrown at you. So I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna go ahead and get started and we'll describe things as we go. Basically, we just wanna win. What do we need right now? I can open up this little tab here, and this is going to essentially dictate the mood of the harpies. If they're happy, they stay. If they're not happy, if it dips into negative numbers, their resolve, because they're, they don't have shelter, or they don't have food, or let's say your hearth goes out, that's a big reason why their resolve might dip. They are going to leave. They will just straight up leave the colony, and then you have less workers to do the things that you need to do, and you're probably gonna die. So let's go ahead and put down a house. That's telling me that it's taking 10 of my 14 wood. We probably should have grabbed wood as our bonus here. Where's our resources? Up here at the top. Okay, so I can go here and see that we have 21 planks. I picked planks instead of wood, right? Yeah, we only have 14 wood. Well, we are going to need, so down here there's roads, there's camps, food production, housing, industry, city buildings, decorations. Loads of decorations. Okay, I've unlocked most of those just by playing. We're gonna want to go to camps, and I want a woodcutter camp. So we're gonna be cutting into the forest here and opening up our area so that we can build more, discover more, hopefully win. Just gonna put 2 of these down. And how many workers do we have? We only have 5 people. That's pretty low. That's pretty low, actually. We're gonna want to camp here for collecting food. I can see that we have a drizzlewing nest, which is meat. It's eggs, actually. And there's a 20% chance every time they grab an egg that they might get meat as well. And as you can see here, it requires a small trapper's camp. And then we have this here, the flax field. Flax can be used for crafting. I'm not gonna worry too much about that. So let's build one of these, what are these called again? Trapper's camp. Harpies, every race has something that they're really good at, and then they have something that makes them happy. If you put them in something that they're good at, I think harpies is like sewing, like anything with cloth. They have a chance, like a 10% chance of yielding twice as much every time. So like, for example, if they had that, the lizards have a 10% extra chance of getting double meat or eggs. So when he grabs one of these charges, there's a chance instead of 1, he'll grab 2. Simple. All right, Woodcutter's nest is available. I'm gonna put one of these harpies in there. I've got the hotkeys down. Don't worry about it. Not something that you guys need to know about. So now we have 2 woodcutters here and 2 woodcutters here. That leaves us 1 extra person that is unemployed. Unemployed people are just builders. They're workers. Builders, free workers, whatever you want to call them. What do we got? Lots of extra things that are going to be piled on top of this to make it more and more difficult to understand, but more interesting. And I've gotten to the point where I've got it all down. It feels good. It does. It does not feel like it's unnecessary complication. Everything that they've added into this does feel important to me. So here is a cornerstone. Every single year you get to basically pick 1 passive that will benefit your colony. Now we want to keep in mind that we have, the trees giving us certain things when we chop them down. There's a chance to get, so there's the first one's wood, then there's resin, then there's, what is that other one? That's fiber, and then the last one is eggs. Natural resources, that's important to note. If you look in there, there's never going to be stone, for example. There's only clay. One of those things is clay. So we wouldn't want to get something that's like, it doubles your stone output. That would not help us. There's no stone, period. Flame amulets, an artifact infused with the power of the holy flame. Hostility from woodcutters is decreased. So every single time that we put a woodcutter on as a woodcutter, as their job, we gain that hostility. And you can kind of see it behind here, right here. We're up to 1 now because of the fact that we have 4 woodcutters. From the ashes, an old talisman made from the talons of a phoenix. Gain 2 wildfire essence for every 2 completed dangerous or forbidden glade events. Wildfire is just like a thing. That's like, I don't even care about it myself. +2 to vegetable production. Gain additional vegetables every yield. So if they were picking vegetables instead of getting 1, they'd get 3. That's pretty nice. Are there vegetables? There are. I can see here, natural resources, vegetables are included. And there's also grain delivery line. 3 grain per minute that we're playing. So we'll just passively gain grain. Let's see here. That's a tricky one. I like decreasing hostility. That's important for not losing. I like the giant vegetables one, since there are going to be vegetables and food. If you run out of food, it's really, really bad. Really bad. Easiest way to lose, I would say. 3 grain per minute could be nice too. I can go out here and kind of like check on things. What would I use grain for? I think grain is in biscuits. If I click on that, we can see that it is flour, which is made from grain. Can I click on that? No, I can't go deeper. And then we need either herbs, roots, or berries, and then we can make biscuits if we have a field kitchen. We do have a field kitchen, but we can also show all. Bakery, cookhouse, flawless, smelter, apothecary, these things will all create biscuits. We don't have those yet, we only have a field kitchen. And then potentially pies are using flour as well. So that would be a source of, a reason to get grain. I'm gonna stick with the giant vegetables. I'm just gonna go with that one for now. And then we start off with 3 different buildings that we can pick alongside of all of our base buildings. So if I go here, it gives us an option of 4 different buildings. You guys might start off with only 3. Herbalist Camp collects herbs, berries, and mushrooms. We already have a small herbalist's camp. This one will upgrade it to level 2. There's going to be 2 different sizes of resources. Sometimes you'll find a small vegetable, for example, and then sometimes there'll be a 2x2 large vegetable. You can't collect from the 2x2 unless you have the upgraded camp. So this will allow us to get the big herbs, big berries, and big mushrooms. And I think they also collect more per time that they grab, potentially. Plantation uses nearby farm fields. We haven't seen any of those yet, but we can produce our own berries and plant fiber regardless of whether or not they are a natural resource. Greenhouse, also creating mushrooms and herbs. That could be really good for creating biscuits as well, because you can make flour from mushrooms, and then you can use the herbs to, do the flour plus the herbs. That makes a biscuit. Clothier. That is something that the harpies excel at. Cloth-related stuff that makes coats. I think everybody likes coats. It's one thing that makes people happy. It could be cool, but we would have to make sure that we have the ability to make the coats. Can I click on one of these things to get the recipe for coats? Fabric. we'll need to be able to produce fabric. And to produce fabric, you know, blah, 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 and so forth and so forth. We can go to, is it recipes panel? Fabric. What do we need for that? We need plant fiber, which we're gonna get from the trees. Leather, which we could potentially get from harvesting meat. And reeds will be something that we could potentially see out in a boot, if you will. Are there naturally spawning reeds? No, there are not, but there is plant fiber. Is that what this is? That's what this is. The flax fields are the plant fiber. So would we want to go for clothier? I'm kind of eyeing up the greenhouse right now. I do think that there is a large amount of farm fields too. Fertile soil, whatever you want to call it. Let's see here. Fertile soil, it's an average amount. Okay. Let's well, the harvest camp could be good too though, because that also collects mushrooms, and we're talking about mushrooms being good. Let's just go greenhouse. All right, that's one of our 3 buildings that we get to pick. I might step it up and go a little bit faster now that you guys have basically covered the basics. Let's pick our clothier. We got an option to take it again. Leatherworker, kiln, brickyard, advanced rain collector. Let's see here. This one excels at creating water skins, fabric, and pigment. This is coals, bricks, and jerky. Bricks, pottery, crystallized dew, and then advanced rain collector collects rainwater, blah, 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 blah. Let's do the rain collector. There was a reroll option, wasn't there, on the bottom? Whatever. Okay, so now we want to just continue expanding. Let's finally start playing. Are you guys are working, right? Is everyone just resting? So they do have to take breaks. They have to take breaks for food, and they have to take breaks for resting at the hearth. And something I have not talked about is the storm. This is called Against the Storm. There's 3 different phases here. There's going to be the drizzle phase, which is basically your basic phase. Everything is quote unquote normal. And then you have a storm that rolls in. Next, clearance in 2:30. So it's drizzle, and then it's clearance, which is like a nicer period where there's less rain. And then there's a heavy storm, which lasts for a short amount of time, but it's essentially where the hostility comes into play, and everyone gets freaked out, and their what's it called? Resolve goes way down, and you gotta fight. You gotta fight for it. Oh, you know what? They're not doing the wood cutting because I haven't told them to cut any wood. You gotta tell them which trees exactly to cut, which is actually nice. If they were to just sit there and start chopping at any trees, they would end up popping open these what do you call them, glades, and your hostility might increase. You kind of want to be strategic about which glades you get. Right now, very simple. The simplicity is heightened by the watchtower, which says discovering glades does not increase hostility. So we don't have to care on this one. Usually we'll have to care a lot. But right now, let's just cut it all down. Cut her down. All right, now they're going to work. Dope. What's this? Orders. Another little layer of complexity here. We get to choose these orders. If we complete the order, we will gain the queen's favor, and we will decrease the impatience. So every single time that you gain favor, I do believe that the impatience goes with it in the opposite direction. Oh, you know what? Let's take Carl off here. I don't want to take up too much screen real estate. And every time that you gain impatience, it does not do the same. It does not take away your reputation, your queen's favor, whatever you want to call it. So let's see what our orders are. We have cut through the forest to discover 2 glades. That's pretty easy. Rebuild or salvage 1 destroyed building found in the forest. If we do this correctly, we will get +1 to stone production, +1 to clay production, and 6 tools. This one says deliver 5 tools, so we just had to basically get 5 tools and then just give them away to the state. And we'll get 5 parts, 10 fabric, and 10 bricks. I'm liking the idea of the glades and the salvage ruins and getting more clay and the tools. Let's do that one. And then once again, you get the +1 reputation, which comes with -1 impatience. The Purge. Burn at least 3 blight rot cysts. I'm not even gonna describe that right now. You don't need to know. The Deliver 5 Tools is back. Let's do it. Let's pick it. The purging one. This is a special thing that I've unlocked that you guys won't see for some time if you start the game. We have 17 minutes in order to complete this. Complete any 3 Glade events. I don't think that it's really hard to do these in the beginning when you don't have an economy and you don't have a lot of units. So I'm just gonna forget that exists right now. Failing that means that you lose the opportunity to get the Queen's Grace. These are not times, you can get them any time, and they're actually really in order in order to win. So you don't want to mess it up. But if we were to be able to do this, we would get +3 pickled good productions. We'd be able to build the Weaver, so we'd get a whole building blueprint. And then 3 parts. Like, they're usually really worth getting if you can. This one's 1 training post plus 10 amber. We get 20 biscuits. That sounds nice. This one says sell goods worth at least 20 amber. This is nice because we don't actually have to give them anything. We just have to complete that task. And we'd get 10 amber, 20 oil, and 2 extra villagers. Let's go. Let's go with the trading post. That's pretty easy. Trading post is going to be important. I always get one anyways. Easy. All right. You can speed up the time a little bit here if you want to. I'm probably going to. Runs usually last, 1 to 2 hours for me. So once again, it's a longer game. That's probably why I haven't played it so far. And why it's ripe for an uncut episode. So, what do we got going on? Impatience grows over time. So right now it's 0.17 per minute. And each one of these bars is 1. So once we get up to, however many that is, like 14 or something, then we lose. And then we need the equivalent amount of reputation or Queen's favor in order to win. These little diamonds down here, every time we get there, we get a new blueprint. And that was the whole choice of one of 4 buildings. So we don't have anybody working here at the Trappers camp. I kind of forgot to put somebody on food, but I did grab extra food when we arrived, right? We got actually tons of food currently. But we're not building anything, so no reason to have somebody unemployed. We are now in clearance. 3 minutes and 40 seconds until the storm hits. Our resolve is already up to 14. So if we go through this all, we can see that housing is giving them +2 resolve, just having a house in general. If I were to give them harpy housing, which is a special house type, which costs us cloth, they would potentially get up to +3 more resolve if I were to house them all in that. Jerky, potentially giving us max bonus of +4. We did start with some jerky. I don't know why we did that, but we did. It must have been part of our embarkation bonus, which is just the stuff you start with. We don't have any biscuits. We don't have any pie. We did start with clothing. That's something I've also unlocked, the ability for harpies to start with like 50 clothing. Oh, that's our first glade here. Hang on a second. Oop, didn't mean to turn that. We also have education and treatment that we could potentially get. Education giving us a max bonus of +10. That's huge. And treatment +10 as well. Services are something that I really struggle with getting. I usually don't go for the services, right? So this is complex food, clothing, housing, and services could all potentially increase their mood. We currently have a -2 modifier because of the hostility of the forest. For every level here, if I scroll over this, it says people are growing more anxious down there where it says hostility level 1, -2 to global resolve. So the more levels you have here, the worse it's going to be for the people. They're going to be more and more upset. Our glade, what happened? What do we got? I should have left that thing in the middle. It describes everything that's in the glade, but I can see that we have a small encampment, which is something that we could give supplies to in order to get 1 fox and 1 lizard. We could give these supplies in order to get 10 amber. I really do want the amber, and we do need the amber in order to complete this order, but I took one of the amber pouches as my embarkation bonus, so we did start with a bunch of it. So I'm actually gonna go for the people. I think we need to start off strong here and get more people working. You do have to put workers to do this, and the estimated time that it'll take them is 1 minute of in-game time. So let's see here. We have somebody that I could take off of, you know, I could maybe take off like 2 woodcutters and put them on this. Since I put 2 people on there, the estimated time is now down to 30 seconds. And now click to investigate. Go do it. They'll have to walk from wherever they are now. They'll go to the warehouse, assuming they don't have to take a break first. They'll go to the warehouse, grab, I think everybody can carry up to 5 things at one time. Very important to note. And they will bring it here. Actually, I think because I have a harpy as my firekeeper, harpy firekeepers can teach villagers how to be more nimble and agile. Global carrying capacity is increased by 5, so everyone can carry 10 things. Sweet. So it'll take each of them 1 trip with 1 person carrying 10 berries, the next person carrying 2, and then they'll be able to start work on this. And the estimated time, the timer doesn't start until one of them gets there with all the stuff. Then and only then will it start. So we have this person here. I think these 2 people are gonna be probably going, yep, grab the berries already, and this person will grab the remaining 2. And we'll see them walk up, deposit that. And then, so there's still, you know, more to be had. So that's why this person went to go take a break. They realized it was full. They turned around, and now they've both started. And so this timer is going. And once that's done, we'll just get these 2. And they've already taken out the 12 berries. All right. We'll gain, what was it? 1 lizard and one fox. You can only have up to 3 different races per map. So those will be our 3 races, period. All right, we got them. And they each have different requirements to make them happy. You know, jerky is actually shared across here. This guy wants skewers. The foxes also like skewers. The foxes like porridge. Pickled goods, brawling, luxury service, treatment service, brawling service, religion service. We should probably start building more shelters. We have 50 wood. I like to kind of line them up to match the middle of the houses. Into the middle. You gotta make it look good. And since those harpies are done, I'm gonna put them back to work chopping wood. Once this lizard is done building this house, I'm gonna leave the other house to the fox, and I'm gonna put the lizard at the small trapper's camp because that is what they excel at. If you want more information on that, if I hover over this, you can see that their specialization in proficiency, which means that plus 10% to double their yield, is with meat production. Their specialization with comfortability, which gives them +1 resolve, is warmth. Do we have anything with warmth? Yeah. Firekeeper, the hearth firekeeper is warmth, and then the trapper's camp is meat. Woodcutters is wood, obviously, and that's pretty much everything. So I'm gonna put you here because your specialty is meat. You can see this little cog going around, giving that little visualization to the fact that he's good at that. He, she, they, whoever it is. All right. Back to chopping through the forest. How's our wood looking? We do not want to run out of wood. Still have 66 wood. And you can kind of see these up arrows, down arrows, just kind of like see the trends. You can see our food is going down, but hopefully with another trapper, it'll start going up. So we can see that we've gained 1 impatience point. Every impatience point gives us -15 hostility. So the more impatient the queen is, the easier it will be on us. I do think that's a really good balance, because like if you're really dogging it and you have almost full impatience and no reputation, no queen's favor, then it'll actually be really, really easy to not lose your workers due to low resolve. It's self-balancing in a way. Here's our first storm. you can see that hostility has not increased, but we have this thing called looming darkness, which is up here. So you can see this little storm symbol. Every time there's a storm, these things will be active if you have the appropriate hostility level. So if we were up to 1 hostility again, we would also have this active. Muddy ground. Villager speed off-road is decreased 30%. Not good, you don't want that. Looming darkness gives you an extra -4 global resolve per hostility level. Another glade. Oh, that's a special thing. This is a kind of a new thing here. Royal Treasure Stag, Glade Event. A patron of the spirit world once discovered it flees to a nearby dangerous or forbidden glade. It is said that a special treasure awaits the one who captures it. We should do that. And we have this glade here that gives us, let's see here, ×1 root deposit, ×2 small moss broccoli patch. So that's the vegetables that we wanted to get. Remember, we got the +2 giant vegetable cornerstone. We have ×12 fertile soil. We can see that. We can put the farms on here. Did we get the farm? We did. We got the greenhouse, which we could put on that. And then the last thing is that Royal Treasure Stag. So we have to kind of watch where this treasure stag goes. Okay. Oh, it's going to tell us. It's right there. Got it. And we have probably a time limit. Yeah, 4 minutes to get there in order to capture that stag. Excuse me. These camps, some of the camps, you can see that they're actually on wheels. My mouse just died? That's not good timing for my mouse to die. Hang on. Hang on a minute. I gotta go get a wire. Let's plug it in. Classic. Of course this would happen right now. I would have paused it. Would have paused the recording, but I don't have my mouse. So can't do that. Get the longest wire possible. All right. We're back up and running. Sorry about that. I usually just go with wired everything, but I have this really nice wireless mouse. I like it. Okay, so camps are on wheels, so you can move it for free. Important. The houses, you can still move it. There's no wheels though, so it does cost you something. In this case, it costs us 5 wood. Not crazy. If we had to move these things, probably worth it. All right. What's next up? Maybe trying to collect some of this moss broccoli since we're good at that. And then definitely, you know, obviously trying to cut through to get this stag. I might go ahead and grab these woodcutters as well and move them down here just so that we can hurry it up and get there. I'd like to unlock that and not let that go by. All right, new year. The storm is over. Everyone's resolve is going back up, as you can see, and we get the ability to pick another cornerstone. What do we got? Economic migration. Rumor has it that your settlement is one of the wealthiest in the realm. Newcomers will arrive 15% quicker and bring 10% more goods for every 1 level of standing you have with other settlements in the trade routes. We don't even have a trade center, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. Let's see here. Every glade event solved by making a decision marked as empathy lowers hostility by 40. We haven't done any glade events yet. Woodcutters are tasked with creating makeshift tools. Discovering a glade during the storm grants you 10 tools. That could be really cool. We could set it up too, such that they almost discover every glade. They're one tree away from discovering every single glade, and then once the storm hits, we just have them chop all of them open and we get a ton of tools. Tools are going to be really important for us to win. I'll show you that later. Ancient Pact, the cost of knowledge can be very high. You can see the contents of undiscovered glades, but discovering dangerous or forbidden glades kills one villager. I can decline the thing for 10 amber if I want to, and I've got 2 rerolls. Let's go. Lowering hostility is really good, but the fact that we have the watchtower and we don't increase hostility from discovering glades is beautiful. It's beautiful. I don't really want to have to micromanage the glade discovering though, right now at least. So, you know, let's go calm in the forest. If we happen to get it, good. And then we get a group of people that show up every year as well. And they have not only the people, so there's 1 harpy here, 1 lizard guy, and 1 fox, but they're also bringing with them 12 grain and 1 part. And then this is only 2 people, but you are gonna get 2 parts and 1 amber and 6 grain. I'm gonna go with the more people option. So now we have 2 people that are not housed as well. Let's get that fixed. Start making more paths. If I want to, I can remove the cutting of a lot of these trees so that they're not distracted. The grayed out ones just means that it's not close enough to a wood cutting place for them to even worry about cutting it down. But we go like this, and then they'll focus on this path specifically. I can even tighten that up if I wanted them to go faster, because they'll kind of work out in like rings, essentially, distance from the woodcutters' camp. If I really, really wanted to, I could make it like super tight, right? Like if you really want to get to that glade quickly, do it that way. Although this guy can reach a little bit of that, but looks like some of the trees won't be able to be reached by this specific camp. So I kind of maybe want them to chop that down. And we'll further this road. Like that. And then we have extra people, so we actually should be, well, let's hear. Lizard, let's put the 2 lizards at the trapper's camp. That makes sense to me. And then put these guys over here. And we have enough wood choppers now that we're hostility level 2. Important to note for later. You don't get that tree, it's bugging me. Not the other one though. There's another thing that I want to talk about right now, and that is our hearth level. What is this down here? Hub type. Hearth level hub type. Pick species that will dwell in this hub. Only the population in the advanced houses will be counted towards hub progression. This is new. I don't know anything about this. So what happens if I click harpies then? Okay. This is what I'm used to seeing here. This is saying, so there's level 1, level 2, and level 3. They each have their benefits. Level 1 says, gathered around the blazing fire, folks keep each other's spirits high, +2 to global resolve, which is nice. We want more global resolve. Our lizard guys are down to 4 resolve. That's bad. They're gonna be dipping negative soon here. At least 6 villagers of a given species have to be housed in advanced houses within range of this hearth to raise its level. And I need 4 comfort decorations. That's new. It used to be much easier than that to do that. If I select different people, okay, it just requires their own different house. But then it looks like there's this new level 3 thing. I don't know anything about that. Let's not worry about it for now. How much time we got? 2 minutes left to get to that stag. Come on, people. Push, 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 push. Go, 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 go. Chop. Anything else that we're not doing right now? It's really easy to get distracted by all of these different things going on and not realize that you've run out of wood or run out of food. We just gained 1 impatience point, which bumped us from 2 hostility down to 1 again. I said that everybody likes clothing, remember? But that's not true. Apparently the foxes and the lizards don't give a crap about clothing. I think it's humans, beavers, and harpies that like clothing. And now we have more orders as well. There's always something going on to take your attention in this game. There's rarely a time where you can just sit back and not have to focus and manage something that can be exhausting. I like it though. I rarely feel bored playing this game. Deliver 40 berries, we have 14. Deliver 40 mushrooms, we have 0. And we get +3 tea production, 30 pickled goods, and this alchemist hut blueprint. Nah. High value trade routes. Complete 3 trade routes worth at least 6 amber. And we get a blueprint for a supplier, which gives us flour, planks, water skin. We get 20 amber, and we get 30 box of porridge. That looks like a bowl to me. Have at least 8 lizards for 30 seconds. Keep lizards resolve above 18, and we get plus meat production. 40 skewers, and the butcher. Let's do it. That one sounds like the easiest one. Burn 12 blight rot cysts. +1 purging fire production. 40 boxes of porridge. 3 new villagers. What's this one? Discover 3 dangerous or forbidden glades. We get 40 baskets of eggs. 35 plant fiber, and 7 tools. Let's do the dangerous or forbidden glades one. So all those are listed over here in this orders tab. We are just about to cut through this glade. We are close. We are close, close, close. Come on, guys, finish it up. Woodcutter's camp has no suitable trees. I forgot about moving that. So now they should be able to reach it. 55 seconds. I'm worried that I have to like not only get there, but also claim it, like have workers go grab it. There we go, we got it. Royal Treasure Stag, did we get it? Catch him. So we have 1:30 to catch him. Excuse me. So we can catch or we can release, and each one has its own bonuses. Threats. If I don't do this within 1:30, then this threat, this consequence will happen. This one says, when the specified time is up, the treasure stag will disappear. Not a big deal, not a big deal. But sometimes they're really bad. Sometimes they'll kill your villagers. Sometimes they'll give you a permanent debuff for your colony. So you wanna look out for those things. If we catch it, capturing the mythical white stag for the queen will earn your reputation and fame, but the forest will remember this insult. If we release it, the royal treasure stag offers a moderate increase in your reputation. You will gain the favor of the spirits, which will please your villagers. So we have, this one's marked by corruption. This one's marked by empathy. If you remember, we have this calming of the forest. Every glade event solved by making a decision marked by empathy lowers your hostility, which will make their resolve higher. So let's release it. That makes sense to me. And I just get it. Okay, I didn't actually have to send anybody there. Treasure Stag vanishes into the mists, leaving you with a gift as gratitude for your empathy. So we have Queen's Grace. We don't get like the prizes, right? I think there would have been probably some sort of physical thing that we got from it. But we got 0.5 reputation, so we're almost to our first reputation point. And then Stag's Blessing. The forest god has blessed your villagers. This day will be remembered for generations. +1 to global resolve. That's a good one. So everyone just gets an inherent +1 resolve. And did we get that -40 from the, yeah, this is other positive there, -40 hostility. Nice. We have this big, what's it called? Dangerous? This is a dangerous glade, so we have an event. Every single dangerous glade will have an event, and I think Forbidden have up to 2 events. Fuming Machinery, glade event. Important to note, first of all, there's 10 minutes for us to solve this. If we don't, the core of the machinery is unstable and will release a small discharge before the main explosion destroys deposits and trees, kills villagers within a 5-field radius. So anybody within that radius there, everything, all the trees, even this little abandoned cache will be blown to smithereens if we don't do this in 10 minutes. We can tear it down or we can fix it. Tearing it down requires stuff that we don't have right now. We don't have any water. Let's see here. We could use all of this stuff, any of this stuff, and then we don't have these things either. We're 2 pottery short of having that one. If we tear it down, we'll get 25 vials of pigment, 5 parts, and 30 barrels. If we fix it, we get the makeshift extractor. It's a decoration, essentially. It says aesthetics. A curious piece of improvised technology. It extracts moisture from the soil around it and converts it into 10 sprite name equals water clearance water. Okay, we're on experimental branch. Clearance water per minute. Okay, so we also get water for it then. Interesting. So I think I would actually like to do that. What I need to do here is I'll probably use my wildfire essence. I have a lot of parts, but parts are used in creating our camps. So I don't want to go too hard on that. We don't have enough pipes, we don't have enough tools, so let's use half of our wildfire essence, and then we'll have to somehow come up with 2 extra pots within the next 10 minutes. And not really 10 minutes because it takes us 3 minutes and 30 seconds to do it, and that's only when they start. So you want to probably start 4 minutes and 30 seconds out to give them a minute to grab the stuff, to bring it there, to start the thing in order to not have it blow up. If it were to blow up when they were working on it, then they're dead. So all of these things are things to think about when we're doing that. Is there a source of 2 pots? Could we come up with 2 pots somewhere? That's our next question that we have to ask ourselves right now. First things first, I'm gonna go ahead and craft my trading post. We probably should have already done that. I'm gonna kind of put it away. It doesn't have to be within the hearth radius, so there's no reason to take up space within the hearth radius. I'm just stick it up there. It doesn't matter where you put it. Take off that notification. A lot of other things here. I maybe should have left that notification up. We have 2x2. We have a large moss broccoli patch. We cannot get that because we need the next level foragers camp. You can see it's grayed out. We have a medium abandoned cache. These caches are super, super important. They'll give us a bunch of stuff, or they'll give us, so there's 2 options. Breaking it open, which you can keep the stuff that's inside of it. Right now, it would require 20 stone, 20 sea marrow, or 8 training gear. You get to pick one. And we would get pipes, mushrooms, and a perk here, +2 to ale production. That's a permanent thing. We could also send it to the Citadel, which always, always, always takes tools. We have 10, and we need 15. And if I were to do that, you kind of see it behind my head here. We'd get 20 amber, which is important for trading, and then 0.75 reputation. It's actually a really good source of this reputation, which you need to win. I'm just going to not worry about this right now. If it was offering me pots here, I would be excited about it. Oh, there's a whole nother one here. This one's also not offering me pots, but it's got 20 planks, 40 grain, and 30 pickled goods. We do have 2 people that really like pickled goods. We have a giant root, and then we have some slick shell broodmother, which is just a source of meat. And then we have this drizzle water geyser, which we could harvest this water type from. Not important right now. Let's put one of these wood chopping camps back to work up here. Let's put this guy, I don't know. I kind of like to clear the area around my main warehouse because it takes time for somebody to go grab the materials to bring it to some place where they're going to work on it and create something for crafting purposes. So being able to put your, what do you call them, production buildings, your industry, right next to a main warehouse is nice. You can craft another small warehouse, which is the same exact thing, but you want to do that when you expand. Like if I was to do a lot of stuff way down here, for example, if they're picking this moss broccoli, they have to come down here, grab it, and then they can bring it back to whatever the camp is, but once the camp fills up, then they have to take it from the camp and walk all the way back to drop it off at the main warehouse and walk all the way back over here to then start grabbing more moss broccoli. Trader, we have our trading post. So this is a whole other source of stuff and things and places and dudes. Main currency here is going to be amber. So if we want to buy literally anything, even amber, we have to pay amber. You don't want to do that. That's stupid. But what we could do here is, let's say that we're not using resin at all. We could say, let's trade 11 resin for how much amber can we get? We can get 1 amber. So it's every amber costs me 1.25 worth of goods, essentially. And 11 resin at 0.14 amber per resin will give us 1.54 total. We have a lot of wood. We have a lot of wood. So let's just say we dump off a lot of wood right now, and then we get 7.5 amber for it. That's nice. Anything else that we're kind of stockpiling that we're not really using up currently? No, not really. You know what? There's pots for sale. I want 2 pots. I do need 2 pots. And I can just it puts it up to whatever you need to make the deal. Oh, that's exactamundo right across the board. So let's make that trade. So now we got a little bit more amber, and we got those 2 pots that we needed. We have to make sure, there's so many times I've played this game where I'm actually like using the pots in order to make, for example, pickled goods. And I buy up to the appropriate amount of pots I need, but then my units are constantly taking from my pots in my storehouse, and then all of a sudden I don't have enough for the thing I needed to do, and there's only 2 minutes left to do that thing, and then everything just explodes. You really, really, really have to pay attention in this game. We can also buy some blueprints and some perks if we want to. What's this one? Increases global food production speed by 20%. Costs us 13 amber. Do it. I'll take it. What else we got? Foragers camp. That's the upgraded foragers camp that allow us to take those 2x2 vegetables. That would be probably the best source of food right now, because not only would there be an upgraded camp getting it, we also have +2 perk for it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and buy that. And we're pretty much out of amber at this point in time. There's also a plantation which could plant berries and fiber, and then there's mold supply which gives us +1 grain production. We're not doing that. So I think that we don't need anything else here. I think that was a pretty good trade. I'm pretty happy about that. Pretty happy. We could fight. We could attack the trader. If you're desperate, you could attack the trader, possibly get some of their goods, but you would, I think it's something like, takes a long time for a trader to come back if they ever do, and then your queen, you gain a lot of impatience points, I think, for that. Yeah. I've never done it. I've never done it, so keep it that way. Keep being boring and lame. All right. So we got the pots now. Does it reflect that? Yes, 30 out of 30. So I'm gonna go ahead, and this guy's specialty is right here, whatever that is, forests. What's the leaf? What's that? Yeah, this is called forest, proficiency specialist. So what we're gonna gain there is not only will it take the normal amount of time, but it'll take less time. So it says reduces its working time by 5%. Could be important, maybe not, I don't know. And then I'll just put the other harpy on here, which will lower it down to 250 even, help him carry all that stuff out, because it'll be a while for him to, at 10, if they're only carrying 5 too, which is what you normally start off with, I think, the carrying capacity, it takes many trips. Like they'll probably take like 3 or 4 trips and then have to go take a break for like half of a day at the hearth, and then they have to come back the next day. So it's like, you're talking about what, 3 minutes before you can even start the 2-minute 50 timer? You gotta be on top of it. All right. Go. They should automatically do that. Nobody's building because everyone's got a job right now. So these paths that I put down, that it's just, they're not going to go anywhere. It's fine. How many workers we got? 3 woodcutters still. This is me holding Alt to kind of check everything, and then Control does another thing. Yeah, Control shows you like production. Alt shows you workers. Nobody working in the main warehouse. Why would you put somebody there? It makes them like essentially walkers, like they're delivery people. They're Amazon Prime delivery people, whereas normally you'd have to have somebody from the woodcutters camp when you fill up here. We're 14 out of 15. The next person that puts a wood in there, they're all gonna have to take a break. Somebody's gonna have to do the job of emptying that out. So this harpy here just took 10 of it and has to now deliver it here to the main warehouse. I think if you put somebody in the warehouse, that person could then go grab that and deliver that for them. Or let's say that you have a building where you're producing something, they can bring it to that building instead of your person having to stop working on the thing that they're producing in order to get the goods. Speaking of, let's just make a crude workstation. We need these things. I can't believe we haven't built them yet, you guys. I've been explaining this possibly too slowly. Possibly too slowly. That's the production building. Industry. Nobody's building yet, so we'll wait. This is more important to get. Let's see that they've started. So 2 minutes and 36 seconds, and there's 7 minutes and 21 seconds to do it. They're gonna nail it. And then this will be, once again, a source of, what was it? Sprite name equals, quote, bracket water, bracket clearance water, end quote, caret. Sick, I can't wait to have that. Oh, hey, we have 1 trading post, and if I had 10 amber, we could have completed the trading post order. But we don't, because I spent it all. I'm happy with the things that we bought, though. What else was I gonna do? I was gonna try to go for this moss broccoli patch. All right, food production. Our food is up arrow, which is good. We wanna do, it's actually a camp. This one, forager's camp. So when you click on it, it actually shows you everything that you can forage, which is really, really nice for seeing all the stuff around the map to see what you can do. Somebody will eventually get to that. And I might want to maybe widen this area here and then make like a nice little network of roads in order to get down here. Eventually. This is why you need more people. Haven't even gotten, how long have we been recording? Almost an hour, chat, people, VOD watchers, I'm not streaming. And we don't even have our first reputation point. This is gonna be like a 5-hour video. We have a new glade that we discovered here. There's 3 times small clay deposit and 1 obelisk. I've never seen the obelisk before in my life. Glade event. Remember I said that the small ones don't have glade events? Well, here we are. Color me surprised. What do we got? Tear it down with 10 wood and these materials, and we can get 20 bundles of fabric, 25 crates of sea marrow, and 2 ancient tablets. We can also make an offering, which will give us the obelisk itself, which is an aesthetic design thing again, kind of like the other thing that we're trying to get. It decreases the hostility by 10 points and increases the ancient heart's resistance by 100. That's pretty cool, but I like all of this, all the goods. That's like really good goods. And we got all the stuff to do that. We don't have any workers, but it's not timed. So it doesn't matter when we do that one. Pretty easy. We're almost up to our 3rd impatience point. Yeah, when I said that the game usually takes me an hour to 2 hours to finish a run, I'm usually on just like max 3 speed like the entire time. Storm's coming. Can we handle this? I think so. -4 reputation, or not reputation, -4 resolve per hostility point. So you'll see everything goes down. Actually, whoa. I said -4, but it's because it's 1 -4 for being at level 0, I think, for just naturally just existing. And then because there's +1 point of hostility, then it's another -4. So it's actually -8 looming darkness there. We're at 1 hostility, so we have muddy ground is active as well. So we're in -1 resolve here on both the harpies and the lizards. What are we gonna do about that? How are we gonna make them happier in the meantime? Well, because the woodworkers actually increase hostility points, we could take away some woodcutters. I'll take 1 there, and where's the other woodcutting camp? There. We've now dipped below the threshold for 1 hostility, and everyone's looking much happier. I'll just have to remind myself that in 2 minutes, when the storm is over, I have to put them back on if I want to get the same amount of wood back. Move these guys closer to the trees that they're chopping. Because remember, it's a trip. Every single time they cut a tree down, they got to go back and then, you know, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You decrease that back and forth distance. They're going to go faster. Small Trappers Camp has no deposits nearby, so they've actually they've collected all of the meat that they can possibly collect. So you're fired, and we need to create a new source of food production. So they're gonna have to get on building this foragers camp down here. 6 unemployed people, though. They should be able to get on that. Let's go ahead and build a makeshift post. And then this guy, you know, we could just move it away since we're not really using it. If I click on it, though, once again, you can see on the map that there is actually another thing of meat all the way down here. Foragers Camp is complete. Specialty bonus is actually human. We don't have any humans, so I'm not going to worry about it. Just put some harpies in there. And let's see here. Don't have to do anything special. We just wanted to build a road out there. So I suppose if I wanted to get on that, I could move my woodcutters camp down here so they start chopping this wood. So, another thing that I haven't covered is gaining reputation through high resolve. If we get the resolve of our units, our creatures, our people, our citizens past this little blue line, they will start to gain reputation over time. So you can actually win the game just by having happy people. New year, new cornerstone. What do we got? Trade routes are worth 1 more amber. Doesn't apply to routes already in progress. We have not covered trade routes yet. We haven't done that. From the ashes, we've seen that one already. Gain 2 wildfire essence for every 2 completed dangerous or forbidden glade events. We're about to finish our first one. Each newcomer group has 2 additional villagers, so if you want more people. And then hidden reward, gain 1 ancient tablet for every 2 completed glade events. It's added retroactively. That's important. We would gain 1 right now. Let's go maybe more people. You know, I don't know. I feel like this is kind of boring. I'm gonna reroll. Got some rerolls here. Receive 3 packs of provisions for every new villager. Packs of provision is it's definitely what allows you to start trading on the trade routes. You have to have provision packs, unless they've changed that. Exploration contract. The Royal Academy wants a detailed map of the region and will supply anyone willing to help. Gain 20 reed and 20 clay for each discovered glade. I like that a lot too. Remember, we don't get hostility for discovering glades, so we're going to discover all the glades. Usually speaking, you want to be very strategic. You don't want to just open them all up, because then your hostility goes through the freaking roof and everyone leaves. But right now, we could just go heavy on that. Spices. Herb and root production is increased by +1 for every 75 biscuits produced. Biscuits are tough. I'm not doing it. Complicated runic structure designed to shield the hearth from corruption. The ancient hearth's resistance to corruption is increased by 400. No. I'm gonna go provision pack maybe, instead of the reed and clay. Sure. So then I can start showing you guys about trade routes. So provision pack, 3 per villager. So this is gonna be 4 villagers. That's gonna be 12 provision packs. Who do I want more of? Do I want more harpies or more foxes? Let's go more foxes. Need to get more buildings is what we need. And a couple more shelters. Trade routes. We can now do trade routes. So every single trade route requires an amount of provision packs. Let's see here. We can trade 4 roots plus 1 provision pack. It's like 50 seconds and we get 1 amber. We have 14 roots. We're not generating roots. We're also not generating stone. We can use stone for other things, so I'm not gonna go activate this. I don't have enough vegetables. I don't have enough packs of crops. We can actually tick this to say, if I can't do it, don't bother showing me. We're not generating coal either, so I don't really want to do that, but just to show off that we can do it, let's say that you can go up to 5 times each one of these things. Let's sell 12 coal, 4 provision packs for 6 amber. And we're selling that to, what was it, First Dawn Company? Correct. There's a meter here. If we fill up this meter, then we'll like level up our relationship with First Dawn Company, which is like its own city. Let's not worry about that for right now. Important to note, in what? 3 minutes and 9 seconds, we'll gain 6 amber. Cool, cool. Which we do need that amber for this trading post order. Every season, the trades change. So you can go back to that menu and see the new stuff that you could possibly sell for amber. It's always for amber. Who's Amber? I don't know. She must be important, though. So what do we got going on? What's our important thing? Well, we're not generating food. I guess we are. I did put the harpies to work, but they got to walk a very long distance. We are currently cutting through the forest here in order to make some roads. Just gonna say that the road's gonna be like, maybe not there. The road like here. Like that. They are faster on roads. Normal road grants 5% speed. Paved road, 15% speed, but costs stone to make. The normal ones are free. Reinforced road with copper ore, 25% speed increase. Rarely do I ever go paved roads, and there's no stone on this map, so I don't think we're gonna do it, like ever. We'd have to have some sort of really good stone generation, stone economy in order to even think about that. Okay, so we should be making more, where is it? We should be making more planks, fabric, and bricks. We're gonna be using that a lot. Turn off pipes, just stop spending our copper bars that we have 5 of them. They would just make it if you didn't untick this. There's priority settings here if you wanna mess with that, whatever. What I do mess with here is setting a limit. So we only have so much stone and so much clay. I could actually turn off stone too and only use clay if I wanted to only make clay bricks and save stone for something else. I kind of maybe do want to do that, but we are going to need to start mining clay. I guess we can get on that right now before we forget. That is Stonecutter's Camp, and we can go over here to this clay, build that. And then fabric, I don't really care what they use. I'm not hoarding any one of these resources. We have 7 fabric right now. Let's just make a limit of like 15. So once they hit 15, they'll stop and not make more. Unless, you know, they were at 14, they make 2, it's up to 16, whatever. That's fine. Wood to planks. We do need wood by itself, so I don't want them to just infinitely create planks from the wood. You'll run out of wood at some point in time. Let's make a limit of 20 of those and then get somebody to work. Get to work. Start making that stuff. Could probably extend this road up to this stone camp for speed. I'm also gonna put 2 people to mine the stone, clay, rather. Did we get this? We did. It's already done. Okay, so I can move this if I want to. It's a decoration, and the decorations only count for a hearth if you put it within the hearth region. I would like to get enough cloth in order to actually build these advanced housing. Let's see here. What's the advanced housing for foxes? It takes crystallized dew, We don't have that. I don't have a source of that. Lizard housing takes 2 cloth and 2 brick. Okay, harpy was 4 cloth. Probably gonna go for this harpy one. Flax field, that'll help us make cloth. So let's maybe make a little camp for that. We got enough people now that we can start thinking about doing all this extra stuff. What mines that flax? Probably harvester's camp? Plant fiber and reed, yep, that's the one. Okay, new clearance. Check our trade routes. I can trade stone, I can trade copper bars. I'm not interested in either one of those things at the moment. I'm not using my copper bars, but tools are really important. Tools are what we use to break open these abandoned caches, and I generally win by getting all of my orders done, and then I break open a fair amount of abandoned caches at the end for tools to get more reputation points. It's kind of the way that I usually win this. New orders. Oh, hey, we can deliver this one because we have enough amber. Let's do it. 20 biscuits, 5 parts, and 6 tools. And 1 Queen's Grace. -1 impatience point. So, nice. And we finally got our first blueprint reward. Let's see here. New orders. Focus. It's so easy to get distracted here. Complete 8 trade routes and deliver 15 amber, and we get blah, 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 blah. 45, sell goods worth at least 45 amber. We get traders arrive 25% quicker, which is better than this, which is 15% quicker. 12 boxes of tools and 3 people. Let's do that. We just gotta sell stuff. Use clearance, water, and engines. We are not doing any of that. Burn blight rot cysts. We're also not doing that at the moment. 10 minutes and 30 seconds to open or send 3 abandoned caches of any size. We will get 5 training gear per minute, plus 2 production yield to all packs of goods, and 15 tools. Could we potentially get 3 of these caches done? We only have 2 available to us right now, right? You don't have any other abandoned caches? Could we do both of them right now within 10 minutes? This one requires 20 stone. We could get it done. We could crack it open. This one requires 20 stone. We could crack it open. We have 16 tools, so if we can find a 3rd abandoned cache, maybe if I chop into this dangerous glade, we could find something there. So maybe we put all hands on deck. Try to get this. Try to be a little bit more exciting. Once again, we want to make that super thin so they really focus on only chopping down the trees they absolutely have to in order to get there. And then, you know, forget all this. I never did put the woodworkers back after I took them off for the low resolve. One of your orders is ephemeral. Oh, no, 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 no. Do you want to unpause? No, my bad. So because it's a timed thing, you can't like press play and get prepared for it, right? Waste a bunch of time and then come back and choose it and start the 10 minutes and 30 seconds. That would be cheating. So you have to pick it before you unpause, otherwise it disappears. Let's do it. And then we got to get these 2 packs too. So do we have any extra foxes that I can actually borrow right now, because they are faster at doing these packs? Break it open. I gotta say break open, investigate. Break open, investigate. And what else? There's something else thinking about. I forgot. I have no idea what Carl is doing right now. Buddy, you alright? What are you up to, dude? What are you doing? You okay? Gonna have to take him off for a bathroom break here soon. Considering this is gonna take like 17,000 hours. It's gonna be difficult for me to record more of this. We have a trader here. Old Farlif. Look at that beaver guy with a braided beard. That's super badass. What do we got? We got a bunch of wood that we're not using. Let's get... Tools would be nice. Tools would be nice. I would want amber too, but maybe we want more tools. How much would it cost to get 32 amber just to get 14 tools? I could trade some parts. I could trade some resin. I could trade some tools for tools. No, I would not do that. Both my amber. I'm not going to be able to afford all 14. I can afford 8 right now. We do that. Any of these things that are important? Carpenter creates tools. Could be important, but we need crystallized dew or copper bars in order to do that. We're not generating those two things. Anything here that we needed for cracking open some more stuff? No. Let's make that trade. Let's get 8 extra tools. $10 minutes left on that chest chaser for the 3 caches. Hurry, hurry, hurry. So not only do we need to chop into this glade, but we need to find a cache that we could potentially open. If there's like a really, really large cache, I think that would require, what, 24 tools or something? How many tools do we have? Let's maybe try to make sure that we have enough before the trader goes away. That's our source. We do have exactly 24. Okay, I think we're gonna be good then. Yeah, worst case scenario, there's only 1 cache and it's extra large. Our blueprint reward. What do we want? Flour, planks, water skins, scrolls, ales, tools, pottery, flour, copper bars, barrels, coats, and tea. Do we have copper ore? No, there's no copper ore in the map, so doing copper bars would be stupid. Barrels, we're not doing anything with barrels, which is like wine, pickled goods, and ale. Flour could make us some biscuits, but we only have 1 person interested in biscuits, right? 2 people interested in pie, that takes flour. I might just use our free reroll here and see what else we can get. Coal, bricks, jerky, bricks, pottery, crystallized dew, tavern, leisure and luxury services. We have luxury. Only 1 person would benefit from that, and that would be foxes if we potentially got that. And Forester's Hut creates resin and crystallized dew. Yeah, we could get the Forester's Hut and start growing crystallized dew bars in order to potentially one day make tools, I guess. I don't know. Hey, we made our harvester's camp, but we're not harvesting anything. Should we put somebody there? Get some flax. Almost into this glade. Not only do we have to worry about the cache that we're going to get, but there's going to be some sort of event, too, that will distract me. Chop faster. Okay, blood flower. That's our event. There's also an inscribed monolith. Can I just have that? Counts as 2 decorations of harmony type. Sure. Large encampment. I could send it to the Citadel and get some amber. I could welcome the new people, which is going to be 2 foxes, 2 harpies. There's some fertile soil. There's 1 large clay deposit, 2 large slick cell broodmother meat sources. There's 4 small sea marrow and 1 blood flower. Wait a minute. There's no cache. There's not a single cache available. Oh no. We chopped into there specifically so that we could get a cache. All right, well, all hands on deck up here then. Oops, wrong button. Start chopping. Start chopping, woodcutters. Hurry. Hopefully there's 1 in here. Otherwise, we're just not gonna get this chest chaser. It's just not gonna happen. Blood flower. What can I do with you? Rewards. Barrels of wine, training gear, and boxes of crystallized dew. Threats. The odor of blood flower is making people feel sick. -30 global resolve if I don't do this in 10 minutes and 21 seconds. Mitosis. Blood flowers have a tendency to spread uncontrollably. Here's something that I have done before, and they've probably nerfed it, but there are some things like the blood flower that just creates more blood flowers, and then each blood flower gives you rewards. Like if this were to double, right, we could potentially get 60 more of something else. And sometimes you don't get supplies, sometimes you get perks. So you could let it grow uncontrollably and cash in a ton of stuff. But this one has been kind of nerfed because for each blood flower, right, you're gonna get that global resolve hit. Working effects. So while you're also working on the blood flower, cooked and raw food in the warehouse disappears at the rate of 2 items every 6 seconds. Not good. It includes cooked stuff. So like if we had a bunch of jerky, which is tough to make and expensive to buy, that would just disappear, 2 for every 6 seconds. So let's get it done. Don't have a lot of people to work on it though. So can I borrow some of these? So you are done. You're just grabbing the stuff from the cache. We could honestly do that later. And then you're still working on it. You have 32 seconds left to finish that cache. So let's put you there and start. So food will start disappearing. We have a lot of food, so it's not that big of a deal, but. Woodcutters, you got 8 minutes. Hurry, hurry, hurry. What else do we need to focus on? A storm coming up. That's gonna be bad because we're probably gonna take woodcutters off their job because our resolve is really low and we're up to 2 hostility. Yeah, wow. -7, -3, and -2. Everyone's just fricked. Even down to 1 hostility, we're still negative with the lizards. Not sure what to do about that at the moment. So it'll slowly tick down the resolve. We're almost chopping through to this new area here. We're in. There is a cache. It is extra large. It does take exactly 24 tools in order to get it. We're out of stone, so I couldn't do that. All right. That's our last one that we need. We also discovered 3 dangerous glades, which gives us more tools. Here's the thing. If I were to do that, we would go down an impatience point, which would then make our hostility go up. And I don't want to go up with our hostility and then bump our guys back into the negative. So I'm going to wait on those rewards for now. What else we got? Let's just go to the important one, the event. Withered tree. We can cut it down or we can cleanse it. I don't have any purging fire at all. And I don't have enough copper bars. I don't have any reed. I don't have any crystallizer do. So I wouldn't be able to do that cleansing. So goodbye to 1 Queen's Grace and 20 Amber. So I probably would have to do this one. This one doesn't cost anything, but it does have working effect. Trees communicate with each other through their roots, making the forest aware of your every move. Spawn 1 blight rot cyst every 120 seconds for every 2 dangerous glades discovered. So if we're gonna deal with blight rot cysts, which is something I said we would deal with later, now is the time. We need to make a blight post. There's been some rework to the blight post. I don't know what it is. We're gonna have to discover that together. Build it. And we have what? 13 minutes in order to do that. So we have, this fox is too busy getting this blood flower, but this fox down here did finish. Didn't collect everything from this cache yet. So I'll have to remember to go back to collect these things. But I want you to work on this withered tree here. Oh, you know what? No, I wanted you to get the other abandoned caches, which what I really wanted you to do with our 24 tools. Go. You have 5 minutes and 33 seconds to get everything there and then complete the 2-minute time requirement. And in fact, I'm gonna send one of these, let's see here. Can we actually borrow another? Yeah, you don't need to be working there. I'm gonna borrow this guy and decrease that to 1 minute 19. And have an extra person to carry the goods, which is important. Wood's looking good. Food's looking fine. It's looking fine, right? Yeah, we have mostly eggs. Okay, the resolve finally went to 0, and now onto negative numbers, which means that once this red bar goes all the way around, the lizards are gonna leave. But storm's over, so we're safe. We survived, we're good. Cornerstone, gain 1 part every time you sell goods worth 25 amber. We are trying to sell a bunch of stuff, a bunch of stuff for our orders. I'm talking too much and my throat's drying out. All farms can plant mushrooms. No. Every neighboring town offers +2 more trade routes, but no trader will arrive. No. Forest recedes as heavily guarded trade caravans pour into the settlement. Hostility is reduced by 10 points for every time you sell goods worth 30 amber. Hostility being lowered is good. I'll pick it. I'll do it. I can take the rewards here now. We get another blueprint unlocked. I can increase my herbalist camp. We have a granary for pack of crops, pickled goods, fabric. We have a ranch, which generates its own meat, leather, and eggs. Or a plantation for berries and fiber. I'm gonna go maybe upgraded herbalist camp. Woodcutter to have no trees to chop. That is true. There, how about that? Chop those. And I can put these workers back. And we have more people to choose. Let's just take the one with the most amount of people. That makes 3 people that don't have a house. Okay. Did you finish this? You finished the blood flower? It's done. Now he's just gotta collect all that stuff. So we're gonna go take a break first though, because that took him a long time to finish that. These guys, how you doing? 18 seconds left, we're gonna get that done. We have 3 minutes left on that chest chaser. And Finn. Nice, 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 nice. I'm gonna take one of you guys away. Actually, we got a bunch more people, so you can stay there. That's right, we got 3 extra foxes. You collect that stuff, you collect that stuff, you help this guy collect that stuff. Timed order ready to complete. Let's send it. So we have 5 of the, what were they called? The little swords per minute, +2 bonus to packs of goods, which actually the provision packs is one of those packs, but we're not creating them. Packs of crops, packs of provisions, and packs of building materials. We haven't done anything with that yet, so that's not really that big of a deal, but 15 tools is nice, and then +1 of the reputation. So look at us now. Up to almost 5 reputation, and down to 1.5 impatience. It's looking good. It's looking really good. We gotta get this tree down, though. Maybe I should be focusing on that. I kind of forgot about it. We have our blight post now. Our blight post creates this thing called purging fire. The purging fire is used during storms in order to kill blight rot cysts that will appear on our camp. Certain things will cause them to appear. One of those things is going to be this voice of the forest. Spawns 1 blight rot cyst every 120 seconds for every 2 dangerous glades discovered. So we want to, let's see here. You benefit from this to be able to create more purging fire, and it's also warmth. So we get plus resolve on our lizards if we put the lizards there, which honestly, we should, because the lizards need some resolve. And I could trade, honestly, for a couple of these lizards like this and do like that. And then we have +3 extra resolve just for putting them in a warm job. Nice. It creates purging fire from wood. Let's say only wood. I don't want them to start putting the coal in there. That's a little bit higher value. And we'll put a limit of 6 so that they don't just rip through and destroy all of our wood reserves. Go. We have the ability to start this thing now that we can deal with those blight rot cysts. So I'm actually gonna borrow one of you guys and start cutting that sucker down. Okay. Like I said, rarely ever bored. Rarely ever bored in this game. There is a lot going on. And you build yourself up to this part where I'm at right now, where I understand all the mechanics and stuff like that. It did not go this way the first couple times I played. How much time is that going to take you? 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So it's going to generate more blight rot cysts if it's going to take him longer to do. So I could put a second person on there if I wanted to shorten that time, get less blight rot cysts. Wasn't there something like beneficial for me burning blight rot cysts? Am I making that up? It was like every blight rot cyst burned was like a blah, 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 blah. I don't remember. I forgot. All right, there we go. Blight rot cyst has appeared. There's one there. What a cutie, right? You'll see it open up. They only open up during the storm, and that's when you can have your workers burn it. New glade discovered. It's another obelisk. That's a lot of stuff. Scrolls, incense, and sea marrow. Or I could use 15 resin and get this. Decreases hostility and increases hearth's resistance, and it's aesthetic decoration. Go for it. Do it. We could also do this one if we really wanted to, since we haven't touched this one yet. I kind of like the tablets though. Remember we said we're gonna get that instead. But I'm actually out of stone, reeds, and clay. We've used all of our clay up to make bricks, right? We're making bricks. How many bricks do we have? We have 19 bricks. Let's set a limit here of 15 bricks total, so that stops the production. We'll start to get clay in reserve, assuming we're not using bricks for things, and then I'll be able to use that clay in order to get this instead. Trader. What do we need? Let's take a look here at the perks first. Co-production, we're not doing that. Haulers can carry 5 more goods. Haulers, I think, are specifically people that I put on the store warehouse, which I'm not doing. Pocket knives, handy tools for cutting stems and leaves. Gain 4 plant fiber for every 12 vegetables produced. We are producing vegetables. That kind of sounds nice because we could use the plant fiber to make more cloth, right? Let's do it. Let's get that perk. And we just want to trade more things. We got to trade at least 45 value of goods sold here for this. So if we need something, let's buy something. I could buy some clay, but we're producing it, so it's not that big of a deal. I could just buy cloth if I wanted to. It's kind of expensive, 0.45 amber per. Tools, the most expensive, but possibly the most useful. I could just trade a bunch of wood for some amber and then stockpile that for a rainy day. But let's see about how much is 10 tools? 23 amber. How much wood would that cost? All of my wood. I don't want to sell all my wood. Let's go half the wood. We have a lot of eggs. I could sell some of those. I've got a lot of packs of provisions. 20 of those, because we're not really doing the trade routes as much as we should be. And what else could I trade that's not a big deal? Vegetables. I don't want to give up too much of my food, but there we go. 10 tools, just like that. Boom. Trade routes. Let's take a peek at that. What could we trade? We have 37 planks. We can give 13 of them for 5 amber. Do it. Clay. Well, yeah. Eggs. That's not a lot of amber. I'll give 9 clay for 3 amber. We have 2 blueprints available to us. Let's go. What's this? Blueprint is a reward for one of your orders. The butcher. Which one of my orders gives me a butcher? This one. So if I get 8 lizards at 18 resolve, then I'll just get that blueprint already, so I don't need to unlock it here. Otherwise, I would have totally done that. These are kind of crap. Let's just take the rain mill for flour. And smokehouse for jerky. Tinkerer for tools, maybe? We did talk about getting Wasn't there something that's going to give us crystallized dew, or did I not take that? Was it like a cornerstone or something that we didn't do? It's so hard to remember all of these things. Tea house generates tea. We could generate pottery from the stamping mill. It's a 3-star jerky. What was the butcher? Butcher's 2-star jerky. I'm fine 2-star jerky. The higher the star, the faster they produce it for less amount of input. So if it takes, 10 meat to make 2 jerky and 2 minutes at 1 star, then it's going to take 5 amount of meat instead of 10, 1 minute of time in order to make 5 jerky from a 3-star, or whatever it is. So it does get really good when you get higher starred stuff. You want to focus on that. Don't make it in something that's got 0 or 1 star if you have a 3-star available. Let's go with the tools, training gear, and building materials, I guess. Tinkerer, whatever. Whatever. You kind of have to predict what you need with those, because if you don't know where your economy is going, how are you supposed to pick those buildings? How do I know I need them until I need them? What's this? One more order. Burn more. Oh, this is the thing that we wanted. We have to burn blight rot cysts in order to get some of these orders done. 30 farm fields and 25 packs of crops. I guess we'll go heavy on the blight rot cysts, since we have that here. And we have that here. Wasn't there a third one? Blight rot cyst? Maybe I didn't pick it. Do we have enough clay for this yet? No. We have up to 2 blight rot cysts. The blight rot cysts, what they do is they corrupt your hearth. We could see here, down here, it says 22% on the expected hearth corruption rate. So if I did nothing, at the end of the next storm, we will have 22% corruption. So if it said like 150% corruption on there, that means not burning the blight rot cysts is going to incur 100% corruption on our hearth. It will be corrupted. I don't remember what happens if you do get 100%. I've never had that happen before. You probably just lose the game. It's probably just over. I don't know. We got this obelisk. How many cloth thingies do we have? Enough to make some harpy houses? Yeah, we're at 15, which was the max that we had set. Let's start making some harpy houses like I said I was going to do. Anything that we're forgetting? I haven't done anything with this yet. I don't know if we necessarily need more people. We're up to 18 resolve on their lizards right now because they're pumped about the pickled goods that I offered. They're super excited about that. I must have gotten pickled goods for one of these. It's probably the big cache that we opened up. They will eat it. You'll notice this number will go down and down and down and down, and then that resolve will go away. Everything's bright blue right now because we're above that meter, which means we are actually generating 0.14 high resolve per minute. So this is slowly ticking up because of resolve. Oh, we got our booming economy. We sold enough goods. So we could get 3 people, 12 tools, and a perk for 25% faster trader rate. Once again, might wait till after the storm because we're up heavily right now into the level 2 hostility. Doing this would probably bring us into level 3, which is another -4 resolve. -12 resolve currently on our harpies. Why? -16. Oh, we just bumped up into the 3rd level of hostility. That is crazy. That is crazy town. Let's get back down to level 2 hostility by taking away some woodcutters. Still at -6. What can I do? How can I make you happy here? I don't have any jerky. I don't have any biscuits. I don't have any pie. I don't have any clothing. I don't have education and treatment, so I can't do any of that. There is this emergency favoring thing, which can give one species up to +5 resolve, and the rest get -5. Yeah, I don't Nearly no. I'm just gonna hope that they're already down to 0. Oh, by the way, they're burning up the blight rot cysts. They just got them done. I think we might just lose a harpy here. I could try to stave it off right now by offering the favor. And it's still only gonna go up to -1 because it's not enough. If I took away more woodcutters, could we get down to level 1? Yes. There we go. All right. We're good. We're good for now. Everyone's happy. But the only reason that these guys aren't negative right now is because they have got the pickled goods that are almost done. Once that's over, everyone's gonna be pissed off. Okay, this is interesting, right? Because I don't gain any extra hostility for open app glades. Otherwise, we would have probably level 3, level 4 hostility right now. And everyone would be leaving. Everyone's leaving, everyone's dying. It's horrible. We also have some things that decrease the hostility of the forest. Right, what's our other positive? -60 from some things. So like, we're doing really well when it comes to hostility. We're still having to pull strings in order to have people not leave on us. On easy mode. It's insane. Cornerstone, new year. 3 plant fiber per minute, easy. Let's hear, all trade routes are faster. Gain 10 amber every time a trader arrives. Gain 3 oil every 10 flour produced. I'm just gonna go with the delivery line for fiber. Call it a day, we'll get the bonuses here. What do we need? We do like skewers. Does the butcher give us skewers though? Butcher does skewers, jerky, and oil, but it's not level 3. Could try to make our own oil from the press. I'm not crazy about any of these things. I'm just gonna go with the level 3 skewers, I guess. Whew, okay, what are we doing? What's going on? We're just kind of like chopping around. We're not really even getting anything specific here with our woodcutters. Speaking of, we can put them back to work. We can get more people if we really want to. Sure, I'll take the one with the tools. How much cloth do we have? Enough to make 1 more harpy house. Did we get level 1 on this yet? No, 4 of 6 people living in the advanced housing. I think it's only 2 per house. Yeah, that's punishing. 1 out of 3. Oh, so maybe it is 3 per. Well, can I have the people not live here? I can lock it. Did they move into this then? Oh, that's 1 of 3 harpy houses that I have. It only holds 2. I read that incorrectly. Okay, I'm sorry. You guys can live there again. So I do need 3 houses in order to get 6 housed. And I think they prioritize advanced housing over the other housing. I shouldn't have to move them in. All right, that should be 6 people. And now we need 4 comfort decorations. So I need the green here. Let's put a park down. That counts for all 4. Doesn't really matter where we put it as long as it's in the radius. What are we doing? We have 13 people that are unemployed. Can we put them to work somewhere? It's a lot of people. I'm struggling here with this wire. This wire on my wireless mouse is just getting caught in everything. It's pissing me off so much. Stupid braided cable being scraped over a sharp edge. I can't do it. We need somebody working there. I'd like another stone cutter. Get that obelisk done now. Tear it down. Yeah, we did want to tear it down because it's like really good prizes. We could get this done. You know what? Let's take the amber instead of the people. We have a lot of people. So we're good on that. What else could you people be doing? Extra person on the withered tree to collect that good. That good? That goods? Those goods? That good is? So we could get somebody to start getting some more meat, I guess, way down here. Oops. Didn't mean to right click. Go for it. too many unemployed people. They're just not doing much. And then I guess, you know, I could put somebody in the warehouse if I really wanted to. Start moving some goods. It's only going to help if they're not doing anything. What do we have here? Another encampment. More fertile soil. More eggs. And then sea marrow. What could we get for this? 10 amber if I give more eggs? Yeah. Do it. We're looking good. Halfway to our victory condition. We don't really need to chop the rest of these trees down. Oh, you know what? I did actually want you to go towards this dangerous glade. I'd like to show you guys a forbidden glade by the end of this, if it's possible. And then you go for that dangerous glade. Where's our nearest forbidden? Probably this one down here. I like to try to go in one direction, because then, you know, if we expand in one direction, we can just put one warehouse down here, potentially even an extra hearth if we wanted to, so that people don't have to run all the way back in order to take their break. But we are going to have to fuel that and then put somebody to work at it. We need to burn one more blight rot cyst for the purge. We need to rebuild some ruins for the Lost in the Woods order. We need more lizards to live here. Harvester camp has no nearby deposits. Well, you have more right there. Easy. Give me a problem that I can't handle. These guys aren't doing anything because they have the max amount of purging fire that they've created, but they are still getting resolved by sitting in there because it's warm. Oh, we should be looking at our trades. I do have 22 pipes and I'm not using any of them. Here, take a couple of them. When's our trader coming? 52 seconds. Whoa, you look amazing. Little shop of horrors plant. What do we need to do? Our food is actually getting lower. It's not in a dangerous spot, I wouldn't say, but maybe time to think about putting down one of these greenhouses that we unlocked a long time ago. It could be a smart thing, I don't know. We have extra moss broccoli too, and we're really good at picking that. Greenhouses, mushrooms, and herbs. Trader is here. What do we need? What do we need? Probably, well, you don't have tools. I wanted tools. What's this? Minus 15% storm duration. That could be cool. We have +3 scroll production, not doing that. Plus 0.5 reputation and pigment production. Let's go minus storm duration. I like that. And then buy more amber for later. Got all these packs of provisions we're not using. Not every trader will trade everything or accept everything to trade. Like this person doesn't want our wood. We usually have a lot of wood left over. It's not totally even across the board here. Just something cheap I could just throw in there. Maybe I do want to buy some coats. I don't know. Because the harpies were all mad last time and coats could help them be less mad. But let's just call it a day. Yeah, resolve. I guess resolve is where we really need to start focusing on so we don't lose here, which means we need to make jerky, biscuits, pie, coats, We need the brawling service would be really, really nice since we're getting all of these, the training gear. We need someplace to use that. We don't have a building for that service. They haven't offered me one, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. Let's put a harpy to work here. So bonus to water and farming. We don't have anybody that does that, right? Rainwater, actually foxes are good at that. And they get comfort for being in there, sure. Sweet. Converts drizzle water into mushrooms and herbs. So we have to actually input drizzle water. We don't have any drizzle water. We have a clearance water geyser. Drizzle water is what? Green. Do we have a drizzle water geyser? That's green. Drizzle water geyser. So we could put a drizzle water geyser pump. Geyser pump on that if we wanted to. Costs 6 planks for pipes. Or we could try to build, we have this advanced rain collector, and it collects rainwater depending on the season. And we're also generating clearance water. If you remember, this guy generates 10 clearance water per minute. That's pretty good, but we don't need clearance water, unfortunately. And I can't change this from drizzle to clearance. So let's go ahead and put the pipe down. Another thing that we can do with the water, very interestingly, is let's say that I go to my crude workstation. If I want to increase their output of planks, fabric, and bricks, I can go to this Rain Punk Engine tab. And this one specifically takes stormwater only. It's a shame that you can't change the water type that they use, but it is what it is. If I wanted to collect stormwater, I'd have to find a stormwater geyser or build one of these rain collectors, which would then collect rain, storm rain, only during storms, which are now shorter by 15%. And then we could funnel that water in through this if I connected it to the pipe system. And doing so actually is like the main way to generate corruption. So that's like by beefing up your production via water, it just inherently creates corruption and those cysts. We're just not doing it. We're not doing that kind of thing right now. So is what it is. All right, let's put some of these guys here. It's also water specialization, and they're happy. They're really happy because of that. These guys will just generate that water every 6 seconds. They generate 2, looks like, and then they'll give it to these guys who are going to make mushrooms and herbs from it. New glade. What is this? Petrified tree. If I don't cut it down, the sickness of the petrified tree spreads throughout the settlement, destroys all stored wood, planks, and wood. Yeah, no thanks. That sounds really bad. Cut her down or heal it. This is empathy, which would decrease hostility. Well, what's this, though? Petrified wooden structures are slowly degrading. All homes can house 1 fewer resident. Yikes. And it's only active when we're working on it. Petrified tree is radiating its sickness onto the entire forest. Tree felling is 50% slower, so our wood choppers will be 50% slower. We would get incense production, and workers assigned to glade events can carry 5 more items. That's just not that enticing, but we actually don't have any herbs, incense, or tea. Let's try to get some herbs. We have 13 minutes to get 45 herbs. Hey, it's our first ruin. It's a distillery. We can rebuild it or we can salvage it. Salvage it will give us these 2 things. Rebuilding it will give us the building. It's actually really cheap in order to rebuild that, so I might just go ahead and do it. It's actually pretty cheap to salvage it, to knock it down too, but we're actually out of clay. Again. Let's rebuild it. No time limit on that, so I'm not too concerned about it. 40 herbs, 40 bundles of herbs right there in this medium abandoned cache, and we need 45. So that's a really good way to do that. Let's use our bone or our sea marrow. Actually, you know what? Training gear. Use the training gear. We have so much of that. Get that done. And then we're probably using herbs to do something right now. Are we using herbs? How do I check my production tables? Consumption controls, trends panel. What's this? I've never seen this before. Is this exactly what I'm looking for? Can I click on herbs and you can tell me where I'm using herbs? First of all, I don't even see herbs. Okay. Is it just because we're not generating and or using them? That could be. Well, what happens if I click on something that I am actually generating? Like, plant fiber. Okay, recent. So it's just telling me that we're going up. I don't know what this little orange thing is. Is this like projection? I don't know what this means, but that's cool. That's cool. We'll have to mess around with that at a future time. Consumption control. You gonna tell me if I'm using any herbs? No, this is like saying that like if you don't want them to eat up your pickled goods, you could just turn it off so that they stop eating the pickled goods. But if you tell them to stop eating something that they really like these guys really like pickled goods, they get mad, they get upset that you tell them that they can't do it, even if you don't have it. Herbs. Am I using herbs? Let's find that out after I get back from a bathroom break. I'm gonna take Carl out as well. Pause the recording. Hopefully I don't forget to unpause the recording. Be right back. And we're back. All right. What were we doing? Oh, it's so tough too if you take a break from this game and come back like days later and try to go back into your city. We were working on maybe drizzle water, is that it? Mushrooms. Oh, we gotta do this thing. 12 minutes left. We were getting the 40 bundles of herbs there, and then hopefully generating some herbs here. Double check that we're not eating the herbs. I think herbs are only made for, let's see here, consumption control. Herbs aren't just eaten, right? You can't even turn off the eating of herbs. It's only used for crafting. Trader 72308. We can call traders immediately for a 0.5 impatience gain. So let's say you really had, like 1 minute in order to collect 30 herbs or something like that. You could call this trader. And also, if you know this trader, it says raw food, basic resources, building materials. Some traders carry things that other traders don't. So like, if I specifically needed her quickly, you could do that. Take the punishment of the impatience, assuming I can handle that. We got to map out though. What are we gonna get our what's it called? Resolve from? Okay, you have nothing to chop. Should we start going for that really difficult thing here? We could. Nothing's stopping me. So start cutting away. Let's get maybe into this one first, and then we'll go over here into this one. And at this point in time, since it's really far away from our main spot, I'm actually going to go ahead and build a small warehouse. We can't afford that. So then like this trapper camp and this foragers camp and the woodworkers, the possibly even the geyser pump. I don't think they actually move the water though. I think it just like goes into your tank, into the pipe system. That's what your pipes are used for. They'll just be able to drop it off here at the small warehouse. Much shorter distance. Last order. We only have one more order that we could possibly ever do. 10 minutes and 30 seconds in order to produce 250 wood and then deliver 20 packs of provisions. I could do the provisions easy since we get 3 provisions per persons. Packs of persons. And that'll be here in 3 minutes. So that is doable, but then producing 250 wood in 10 minutes, I don't know if we could do that. I don't know. It would be much easier if we had like +1 wood production. So instead of 1 wood per thing, per time that it takes them to collect it, it would produce 2. Literally, it would be double. I'm kind of thinking we're not gonna be able to do it. Wrong button. If it was just have 250 wood, I think that would be a no-brainer. We don't really even need these prizes, I guess. Leisure and education. We're not looking for leisure. We're looking for brawling. Have 18 foxes. We currently have 9. Rain punk enthusiasts. We can get 100 of every type of water. 30 boxes of tools. That sounds really nice. Let's go for the tools. If we want to do the water thing, we probably should get this advanced rain collector, which will collect every type of water. So let's just go ahead and build one of those somewhere, anywhere. Doesn't really matter. Storm is here, and our resolve is bad. Really, 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 really bad. If I took away all my woodcutters, I can actually just press this button here to remove every woodcutter. Still -3 on lizards, -4 on harpies. I don't know what to do to get a resolve even better. What we can do, I suppose, is we could start burning wood. That brings us now down to 1 hostility, because for every wood we put in there, hostility is reduced 50, but it eats 36 wood per minute per level. So I need to remember to turn that off. I can only do this because I have an excess of wood. I've got 363 wood. We got a lot of wood. Trade routes. We could deliver some crystallized dew. I wanted to use the crystallized dew, though, to make tools with, potentially, in the future. We've used up all of our foxes. They're all working. Let's maybe trade out one of the crude station foxes and then put one of the foxes here in the pump in the rain collector. These guys, this is all temporary when they're working on these things. They'll be done soon. So we'll get those guys back. What's our herb situation looking like? We're at 11 herbs. Are we using our herbs? Should there be a loss? Like there's 7 herbs left in here. And we only have 11 in our stockpile, which means somewhere along the lines we've lost like 30-something herbs. Have we been using herbs for something? Remember I said I did not want to use herbs for stuff? This is now activated. Shoot, there was herbs involved in some recipe, wasn't there? I thought there was. But what recipe? Fabric or using herbs? No. I honestly don't know what we would be using herbs for, but where did they go? We've lost 30 herbs somewhere. Unless he's currently carrying them, but he can only carry 10 at a time. He's now got 11. Where did they go? Why is there only 11 herbs in our stockpile? I wish there was a button that I could just click herbs, right? And it would show me everything that has to do with herbs across the entire region. That was one of our orders that we just completed. I'm getting so distracted all the time. All camp production is increased by 100%, but all buildings that use fertile soil have their yields decreased by 50%. That would be our herb and mushroom production building. That would be hurt by that. But camp production plus 100% does not include woodcutters camps. So our meat production gatherers, our flax gatherers, I think even our stone camp would be plus 100%. Could be really, really good if we want to take a hit for mushrooms and herbs. You know what? Let's do it. What did I click on? The wrong thing. Where were we? We were picking this. What else is there, I guess? Discovering a small glade increases the working speed of scouts in investigating dangerous or forbidden glade events by 50% for 180 seconds. No. Hostility reduced by 40 for every hearth upgraded to level 2. We don't have any of those. Content of glades will be revealed, but each discovered glade increases queens and patience. No, I'm gonna go hunter-gatherers. Sorry, mushroom guys. Of course, we need those herbs now. So now we have 30 herbs in our warehouses. I don't know where these numbers are coming from. Clearly, I don't understand it. Oh, storm's over. Stop burning the fuel. Woodcutters back to work. Where's the other one? Right there. Stonecutters have no deposits. I'm gonna move you over to these level 2 clay deposits. And then I suppose possibly getting a little road built. Diagonal roads, does that scare me? A little bit. It's kind of ugly. Is what it is. We have 9 minutes and 30 seconds to get the rest of the herbs. Might end up buying some herbs from the next trader if they're carrying it. What do we have here? We have religion and education building. No. Flour, plank, water skin, tea, porridge, water skin, biscuits, pie, pottery. Maybe biscuits and pie. We're not doing flour right now, so I'm gonna re-roll this and try to get brawling. That's luxury and leisure. No, that's not brawling. Here we go. Tea doctor fulfills the need for treatment and brawling. Okay, so our first service building. I'm gonna go ahead and build it. It's gotta be within the bounds here. Let's put it there. A benefit, if we have 3 people working at the tea doctor, we also get vitality. A rich diet is beneficial for your villager's health. Gain +1 global resolve for every 200 times any complex food need is fulfilled. So if we're doing complex food, we'll be happier and happier as time goes on. So we should start focusing on complex food. Even if we have to buy it, I think that would still count. I find that complex food is actually pretty affordable, all things considered. Little buddy's, he's jacked after his nap. He's looking for some mischief to get into. Start chewing on my shoes, I dare you. Goof. He's a goof. He's a goof. Don't get into trouble, buddy. Be kind. Do not start chewing on that chair. I'm watching you. All right, he should be busy for a little bit. Okay. We have newcomers. Do I need more people right now? Do I kind of want more foxes? Yeah, I do actually need more lizard people. Right? There's 6 out of 8 lizards, and this will put us over that threshold, so let's just grab the lizards for now. We have 5 people that don't have housing. We could start making some fox houses and lizard houses if we have enough stuff, and we totally have enough stuff. That'll make them happier. And I guess I could use my crystallized dew for the fox houses. I suppose so. New glade. What do we got here? Most important thing here, besides the abandoned cache, is the ancient shrine. If we don't finish that in 7 minutes and 45 seconds, kills 5 random villagers. Okay, that's a yikes for me. That's gonna be a yikes. You gotta give them, we have shrimp, we could do that. And working effect, the forest hostility is temporarily increased by 300 points. Don't like that. What I'm gonna do here is actually use, I've got a lot of tools, so let's go excavate this. We'll get 0.75 reputation for it. Go. There's also this big clay here. That cache, what's in the cache? 40 skewers. That's some complex food that I'd like to get, but I do also really want to get the Queen's Grace, the reputation, and the amber could be nice as well. Let's like break it open, right? And I could get the skewers, which could then blah, 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 blah. Or I could just tack on 1 single Queen's Grace point right now and be that much closer to finishing. It's tough. That's a tough one. Let's get the skewers. Our harpies are down to 4 resolve. Just normally. Oh my gosh, we're up to 4 hostility. How? We get more hostility per villager, per year, and per woodcutter. I'm telling you, if we also had hostility for the glades that we discovered, if we did not have this really nice watchtower modifier, we'd probably be up 5, 6, 7 hostility, which is insane. Also, with hostility higher than 1, we get the muddy ground. I think it's like 2, we get faint flame. Resources you sacrifice in the ancient hearth burn 40% quicker. Remember, we were burning the wood. Vanishing goods. Let's see here. Some goods seem to be mysteriously disappearing. Maybe there's a thief in the settlement. Villagers have a high chance of consuming twice the amount of goods when using services. So that would be like if they're gonna do the brawling. Instead of using 1 of the training materials, they would use 2. Buddy. Stop it. He's trying to destroy his pad that I bought him. I buy him such nice things. He either doesn't use them or he tries to destroy them. Welcome to a puppy's life. They yearn for death. He eats rocks and stuff. It's like, bro, how would you live in the wild? If you were a wolf, you'd be dead day 1. Day 1, dead. Okay, our tea doctor is done. I don't really have that many people to spare, but I'm just gonna throw them in there anyways. And then we'll get this +1 global resolve for 200 times complex food has been eaten. We've gotten 78 of the 200 for the first level so far. You're up to no good, buddy. You're up to no good. I need to calm down, sir. We've got a ways left on this Let's Play. Maybe we'll hit up a park after this. Woodcutters got nothing to cut. Classic lazy woodcutters. Did we put our woodcutters back to work? We did. We totally did. Okay. Hey. I'm watching you, buddy. I'm watching you do naughty things. He's like, I'm gonna go chew it in this camera quick. Don't mind me. Can you see him? No. He's at the camera. He's gonna chew in the camera. Hey! No! Oh, I'm sorry. That's your bone. He has his bone in the blue screen. He does this thing where he stacks the thing he wants to chew on onto something that he can't chew on, like the blue screen, and then accidentally every now and again starts chewing on the wrong thing. And he's like, oh, what? Oh, so my bad. It just slipped into my mouth for a second. Buddy. Max 3 speed. Buddy's bored. We gotta finish this thing. We need 18 lizard resolve for 30 seconds. Can we do that? We gotta get some more skewers, pickled goods, and pie. Can I buy some off of you? Probably. I'll take your entire stock. Oh, let's start looking at our trades too. We got a lot of seam arrow. We're not even using that. Sell it. Pipes? No. Meat? Sure. That's why we have so much money right now, I think, is because we've just been selling things over time. And we have a lot of 48 amber. Pretty good. You don't have any complex food because you suck. Woodcutters move faster. 3 wine every 15 ale. +3 coat production. Plantation. Nah. I'll take those tools off of you. Sounds like a fair trade. Thank you. You take wood. I've got a lot of wood, so let's actually get some amber back. We need to burn 1 more blight rot cyst. That's a thing. In order to do that, we should be actually ripping through some of our water. He's going crazy. He's going crazy, man. Look at him. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm just gently playing with this toy. Now that we're watching, sure. We gotta use the water. I thought we had to collect the water. We have to physically use the water. Okay, let's just start getting on the water using of the stuff. We need to make some more pipes too. So I just connected our crude workstation up to the system. We got 2 different options here, engine 1 and engine 2. This one will give us production speed, chance to produce extra yield and more production speed if I pump it up 3 levels. I think that's like 3 water per minute or something. Each level consumes 2 units of water per minute. Sure, whatever. And then this one over here, work is much easier. Workers gain +5 resolve. And then another +5 resolve. That's interesting. So what if I actually steal one of these guys and slip them into the crude workstation and pump the engine up so that we get plus resolve. We're up to 16 resolve. I need 30 seconds of 18 plus resolve. I could actually just bump up the favoring. We're up to 21 now, and 30 seconds. 30 seconds and we're done with that. I'm gonna take that back off. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Okay, that's done. We have a new glade here. No one cares. Go for 10 amber maybe. Throw in some tools, get some reputation points. +1 brick though. +1 brick. What's our brick currently at? Our bricks are producing 2 for every 6 clay. So that would up to 3 for every 6 clay. Not the most exciting. Let's send it to the Citadel and get some reputation. We're almost done. Only 4 more reputation left. 4 and some change. What do we got? We've got a thing that can create tools and pipes. Sure. Our current best. We can, if you look up there, it says current best. We can make pipes, but only at a 0 star. This would pump it up to 2 star. We cannot make tools. We don't have a building to do that, I think. Or no, we do have currently a building that does 2 star. The plus next to the pack of trade goods means we don't have the ability to make that currently, and this would give us that ability to make that. The beanery can make some porridge. Oh, 3-star tool. Tool shop. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Let's make a tool shop here. Can we trade anything right now? Skewers? Oh, I really want to keep the skewers. Eat up, fellas. Tool shop's already done. No pipes right now. Well, we do want some pipes, I guess. I just don't want to rip all of my copper bars and crystallized dew on pipes. So let's maybe cap that at like a very low 10. And then the rest of it, I want you to pump it directly into tools. No limit, just go. No limit Texas Hold'em. What was that? We just gained a reputation point. Okay, because we have a high resolve. Our resolve is really, really good for these guys because they now have brawling and they got those skewers. They're pumped about that. It was harpies? Harpies are gonna die. So we're gonna lose a harpy here. We're at 4 flippin' hostility level, -16. Okay, take away all the woodcutters. -10. I just don't see us. Even if I pump up the favoring, I still can't get the harpies into a happy position. I think they're just screwed. What would I even possibly do? I would burn some wood, but even if I burned all 3 wood, I guess it does get positive. How much wood we got? 200, 190, 180. See how fast that goes? But the storm's almost over. Okay, take it off now and try to time this so that the storm ends right before this red bar gets done. Oh, it's close, it's close. It's cutting it close. Pump it back up, pump it back up. Okay, we got it. That was really, really close. Wood cutting is a lot easier. Woodcutter camp production is 50 or 35% quicker. Yeah. We have been, wait a second. I did not read that fully. Was we lost all of our wood? Or is that because I forgot to do the tree? We forgot to do the tree. And it destroyed all of our wood. I totally forgot about the tree and the herbs. I'm telling you, it's so easy to get distracted in this frickin' game. I could have probably bought some herbs off that lady. I'm gonna call this guy immediately and hope he has some herb. 34 herbs. I swear to God, we're losing herbs. Are we losing herbs? You know what? Don't even produce mushrooms right now. Just focus on the herbs. Herbie Hancock. Who's using their herbs? Who's smoking the herb? We're not doing anything in the distillery. We could make some porridge. Not with herbs. We could use up the water. Hey, that's a great use of the water. Porridge, who likes porridge? I think it's just the foxes, but we could just really pump the foxes up. Do it. Don't make any wine, don't make any barrels. We want to use vegetables only and any of the water to make some porridge. Excellent, that sounds like a great idea. Farliff is here. Do you have any herbs? Of course he doesn't have any herb. You can make a smelter, Geschmeltefisch. Salvaging tools. Every time you open or send an abandoned cache, you gain 10 copper ore and 30 wood. Lame. Builders construct buildings 50% faster. It's not a problem. Wood cutting is 15% quicker. Let's buy that. Do we need some pipes? No. Tools? Yeah. Let's take both of these tablets, which are worth 8 apiece. The rest of our amber. And what else would you accept? Resin? We don't even use any of this resin. You know what? Throw all the resin in and then take back a couple bits of amber. So much plant fiber. Put that much plant fiber in, take back. Oh, plant fiber is worth a lot. Holy moly. Anything else that we need here? Maybe the crystallized dew to make more tools? Maybe. How much? Do that. Go. Send it. Trade route? Sure. Food is looking really good. We have a ton of vegetables, and that was, you know, our cash cow from the beginning. This is, we're down to only one patch of large broccoli, though. So we have a couple more broccoli pieces over here. We have newcomers that have arrived. So many people. Sure. I could say no to it if I don't want them. At some point in time, you know, the more people you have, the higher the hostility is. But then you can afford to lose some people, right? Because you got extra people. Harpy House. How do we get to level 2 here? We gotta have 12 people living in Harpy Houses, 8 decorations for comfort, and then 4 decorations for aesthetics, but we have 5 already because of this, the makeshift extractor. The fire is going out because we don't have any wood. You have my permission to start burning coal if you need it. Are we getting wood, people? Where are our woodcutters? No, I forgot to put people back into the woodcutter camp after the storm. That makes sense. That makes sense why our fire's burning out. Blueprint. Upgraded trapper camp, herb garden ranch, and weaver. Herb garden sounds good, but remember our gardens suck because we took that one cornerstone, so I guess we'll go trapper camp since it's, you know, trapper camps have double production. 2 2-star guys right there. Maybe go take that one. Okay, we're 2 points away from winning. Can we just focus down right now and end this sucker? Yeah, we need to, first of all, heal this thing. That'll give us 0.5. What do I gotta do to get some more herb around here? I'm calling this person. Look, I'm very low on patience, so let's just, you know, smoke them while you got them, if you will. There's not even anything I can collect with these. So, stop working at that location. Trader arrived. Herbs? You got herbs. Oh my god, buy all the herbs. Buy every last herb that you have. You know what? Take the coats because, I don't know. Because I said so. You challenging me right now? Coats are gonna be, they're gonna make the harpies happy. And they've been very not happy. So we have the herbs necessary. Heal the dang thing! Go, 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 go! Before we lose our wood again. How much time do you have? 10 minutes before you lose the wood. That's 0.5 of our necessary points. We've been raking in the points here from the Happy Foxes. That's because they have porridge now. They still have a few skewers left. And the brawling. They're very, very happy. Okay, don't care about that. That glade. Don't care about the wood we're getting though. We're gonna have another glade here. I will care about this one. Trades. We have so much meat. Oh, sell all the meat. We have so much veggies. Sell all the veggies. 25 amber for that. Wow, wow, wow. We actually have a lot of parts that we don't need. Sell them. I only have 3 available trade routes to use, so that's why they all went away. This would be like 100 amber right there. Okay, let's focus down on actually getting to this. I wanted to show off this Forbidden Glade, but it might not happen today. Because we're gonna win. We're gonna win too quickly. The game went so fast. He says 2.5 hours into the recording. Lol. Okay, we popped open into this thing. What do we have? There's a rain mill that we could fix up if we need it. There's another large encampment, and then this is the event. Large destroyed caravan, 13 minutes. Let's see here, traders are afraid will not visit, and 1 impatience point. Loot, -8 to global resolve, active only while working on this, and we get all this stuff. There's pie. We do want pie, but I also would like to get 0.75 Queen's Grace. That would pretty much win the game for us. We don't have enough amber, nor do we have enough packs of provisions because I just ripped them all on the trade routes. What you chewing on, bud? False alarm. False alarm. It was a piece of wood or something. I don't know. Outside wood, not inside wood. He's just chewing on the trim. He does do that. He will chew on the trim. Damn puppies. Is that our first berry bush that we've actually seen? Okay. Once again, don't have enough for that. I could honestly just try to find a single abandoned cache, and then that would probably do it too. Oh, you know what? The tree is gonna give me almost enough to win. Almost. So much meat. Somebody do that. Yeah, I just kind of want to ignore this. Worst case scenario, we get +1 impatience point. Who cares at this point in time? How's our wood doing? Back up to 100 wood. Storm's rolling in though. We're at 5 hostility. Everyone's mad. Everyone's pissed off. Oh, we did it. We beat it. The 0.5 that we got from the tree and the resolve that was coming in from the foxes, because they were up at 29. Holy moly. Won the game for us. I could go ahead and say continue settlement. If I just want to see, you won't be able to complete additional deeds. You'll not earn any more experience points. Yes. I wanted to show you guys this Forbidden Glade. And since we're pretty much done here, I'm just going to go ahead and throw the woodcutters back in. So there's usually some, like 1 really big event, sometimes 2 medium events. And more good stuff too. 1 more tree chop. Everyone's going for a break right now? Wow, that's unlucky. Harpy left, so we did actually lose one of our harpies from low resolve there. It is such on easy mode that it's like the storm is so fast that even when you plummet super hard like that into negative numbers, it takes so long for them to still leave that the storm ends before they leave. When you start pumping up the difficulty levels into the prestige modes, it increases the length of the storm, and then it increases or decreases the time necessary for their resolve to drop. So they'll leave much faster. All right, here we are. We got this Fishman Lighthouse. What happens in 13 minutes if I do not complete this? Strange and evil light coming from the top of the lighthouse. It mesmerizes the settlement scouts, causing them to work 20% slower on glade events. And +1 impatience points. That doesn't seem that bad. Let's see here. Hostility has increased by 150 for each firekeeper. So 150 points, that's 1.5 hostility points. Hostility's increased by 300. That's 3, that would go from 4 to 7 if I'm working on this one. Somehow, word of your decision has spread and reached to the Queen. Sorry, it's behind my head here. Viceroy executions are quite rare, but not as rare as you might hope. Gain 1 impatience point. I'm a Viceroy, so it's basically threatening me if I don't do that correctly. All right, cool. So that's what that looks like. This has been Against the Storm, you guys. We beat it, and honestly, there were some stressful moments in there, but we only lost 1 person at the very, very end. We did really, really, really well. There wasn't really a moment where we were threatened. I mean, look at the impatience points right now. It's actually at 0. So we absolutely crushed it. That's why I'm doing the prestige modes. But beyond that, highly recommend the game. Would love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. It's like a 3-hour video, 2.5 hours. I really think it's gonna get like, you know, maybe 10,000 views, unfortunately. Hey, not as many views as this guy pulling apart his bed. No. Do not do that, no. Here, that's a toy. Play with the toy instead, good boy. That's a good boy. All right, like I said, thoughts in the comment section down below. Probably won't perform well, might not do another episode because this is really time consuming, but had fun with it anyways. And I will be playing this whether or not I record it. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one.